So yeah, what this training is about then, guys, basically it's obviously LinkedIn based. Obviously there is LinkedIn modules in the course at the moment in the classroom, but I'm just completely redoing it all and updating it. And there's new stuff that I've found in some of the content in the classroom that is in there at the moment. We use a piece of automation software, but I found a lot better piece of automation software. So obviously everything obviously changes in digital marketing, so it needs to be updated. So I've just gone through a big training process of this myself. So I've gone through all this and learned it and implemented it myself. So I've got to learn how it works. So now I'm putting that into the thing. So this is like the first kind of part to that, which is getting the profile right. Because LinkedIn at the minute it's a gold mine if you do it in the right way. You guys doing much on LinkedIn? Anyone?
I've never done anything on LinkedIn.
Sweet. Andy, what about you?
No, I've done a few posts, but not much.
Yeah. And yeah, Simon, I know we've tinkered with it before, but you've not put any more into it.
No.
With Aspect. Yeah. Well,
no, we need to move forward on that.
Yeah. Well, this is why we're here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a good place to start, really, because we're starting from scratch, from ground zero. Because a lot of guys I speak to on calls and stuff, they've got LinkedIn and they've been using it, and they say, "Oh, it's shit, you never get anything from it." But the main reason behind that is because they've just got a load of other mortgage brokers and or other firms on their like connection lists, and obviously they're never going to buy from them, so it's never going to be a business thing for them. So let me just share my screen and then I'll talk you through this cheat sheet. You'll see my screen, guys?
There's nothing on it.
No. Yeah. All right, so let's pause. Shit, what am I doing? That's it.
No, it's not.
Your microphone's working there.
Yeah. Just talk us through it. We'll imagine it.
I'm pressing resume share, but it's just not resuming the share.
Right, guys, I want to visualize what your LinkedIn profile looks like. Imagine, close your eyes.
All right, I'm going to stop the share and restart it.
Simon's there. He's already got it. Look at him. There we go.
Is it now?
Got it.
So we can see Chrome.
All right, cool. I'm getting there. Can you see that now?
It says who's using Chrome, yes.
All right, it's just gone back to that same thing again when I do that. All right, let's try it again.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah.
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 You can see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so so basically what we're going to cover then in this, like I say, it shouldn't take too long. It's quite quick, but it is quite powerful as well because we're using automation as well. Using AI, using ChatGPT, which is really going to just help you kind of build your profile a lot quicker than it would doing it yourself. I don't know. Has anybody used ChatGPT yet at all?
I've been having a play around with it.
Yeah.
You can't get on it, can you? There's a queue for membership. Yeah, I registered an interest and they've never got back to me.
Really? Well, there's.
I'd try and jump back in and have another go because I had the same problem, and then once I've been in, I've not had a problem.
All right.
Yeah.
I used it the other day for my MailChimp, to be fair, that I sent out.
Did you?
I
like the email.
Yeah, so I send out a 2-weekly, bi-monthly, is that the right word? Yeah. MailChimp. So I put my question in. It was really long words, and that's not me. So I changed all the words, but actually it gave me the premise of what my MailChimp was, which would normally take me about 2 hours to do, and I did it in about half an hour, including all the pictures and everything.
It's
All right.
yeah. I
Sweet.
sat the other night, and I think I've got my next 20 LinkedIn posts already done, and I did the exact same. It answers obviously, and then you go back through it and you make it yours, don't you?
Yeah.
Using your words and your stuff. But like you say, it builds the premise which you already have in your mind. You've just not been able to put the words to it.
Yeah.
Then you make it yours. Yeah, it was incredible. Really, really good.
Yeah, that's the key thing, to make it, like you say, make it your own, and you can always go in and edit bits to make it your own, because it will give you that framework. But yeah, it's just about editing it to make it sound more like you. But yeah, obviously you can use it for a hell of a lot of stuff at the minute. I'm seeing stuff all the time where I'm thinking, yeah, I need to use it for that, I need to use it for this. But obviously for this, we're just focusing purely on your LinkedIn profile, and kind of just turning your LinkedIn profile into like a landing page, rather than, because I think a lot of people see it as just like like LinkedIn, like a resume, like an old school thing. That's a lot of people see it as, but it's more of seeing it as like I say, a landing page, because we're going to be able to push a lot of targeted traffic to this profile, to your profile. So it is a landing page in that sense. The definition of a landing page is that a lot of people are landing on that page, and it's targeted. So this is what it is. Just think of it as purely as a business tool and a landing page. But yeah, so what we're going to cover then, so we're going to cover how to craft, obviously, a LinkedIn profile, and the elements to establish yourself as an expert authority. So it's all about positioning yourself as an expert authority in your niche. And obviously there's a couple of cheat sheets here. You'll have access to this cheat sheet and the other one, which has got the prompts for GPT, which I'm going to talk you through. So yeah, so to establish credibility and trust in your prospects, you must have a clean and professional LinkedIn profile. So it's got to be niche specific as well, and it's tailored to them. So it's got to clearly demonstrate the transformation that you can deliver to your niche. So again, obviously with LinkedIn, it's all corporate, well, not all corporate, but all business kind of industries. So it's really useful to have a niche, a specific industry niche with LinkedIn, because that's where they all are, and that's where they all kind of spend their time. Oh, just going to like German. So yeah, like I said, it's arguably more kind of valuable, this piece of kind of real estate, if you like, than your website, because obviously your website will get a lot of hits from different people, all different kind of industries, different customer profiles, and from different areas. And obviously your website just shows obviously everything what you do, but this is just kind of, like I say, just think of it as a landing page, and that we'll be able to push the right traffic. Once we've defined exactly who your ideal client is, we're able to find them on LinkedIn. That's the beautiful thing about LinkedIn. The search element on there is amazing. You can get really specific as to who you want to find and who you want to connect with. And you can build a massive list of these people that you want to connect with. And later on, like I say, I'm updating all these modules. The next kind of module on from this will be to show you how to use this automation software, which will just automatically connect with these people once we've built these big lists of people, using like Sales Navigator, which I'll show you how to use as well. Yeah, it'll just automatically connect to those on autopilot and build up your profile with the right people. So all those, your most perfect ideal clients are seeing you and coming to your profile every single day on autopilot consistently. So yeah, like I say, I think it's more important to spend time doing this than it would be just your normal kind of generic kind of general website. But yeah, obviously before prospects accept your connection requests, or shortly after they do, they're likely to browse your profile. So it's essential that we have copy that really resonates with them and shows them that we understand the situation and the problems and the positions that the problems that they're having, and positions us as a vehicle to get them to where they need to be, essentially. Yeah, and when I say copy, obviously, I mean copy is text that's persuasive text, something that pulls people in and kind of plays on their psychology, on the things that are going on in their heads, which is really the thing that gets the attention of specifically the right people, which is what the whole kind of end game of marketing is to get the attention of the right people. And so we need to play on these psychological triggers that really kind of resonate with the people that we want that we want the attention of. And the only way we can do that is when we are really specific with it. So obviously, have you all got LinkedIn profiles, or have people not got them?
Oh.
Hi, Jem. How are you doing? Actually,
Hi, sorry I'm late.
You're welcome. I just said you're welcome, then, for some reason. Have you got a LinkedIn?
I have.
How are you doing on
Um, Mostly people just contact me to try and offer me jobs, which is not obviously what I want. I have had literally one person last week contact me about becoming a client, but they weren't my ideal client.
Yeah. So, do you post stuff on there?
No, I'm rubbish with LinkedIn. I post on Facebook and Insta, and I neglect LinkedIn, which is daft, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But hopefully, we're going to give you a strategy, because it's difficult to really be consistent with anything when you've not got a strategy to follow, I think, which is obviously what we're going to give you through this.
Yeah, and I think I've got a strategy for Facebook and Insta because they're much more sort of visual, snapshot little things, whereas LinkedIn probably needs to be, like you say, a little bit more wordy, bit more copy based.
Who's your ideal client, Jem?
There's currently people with over 200,000 available to invest, either in their pension or investments.
Have you trimmed that down to a specific kind of industry?
No.
Well, that could be your next kind of action to do then, because that's the beauty of LinkedIn. Obviously, there's these industries on LinkedIn, people in a specific industry that we can really put you in front of and tailor your message around them.
Tailor my message.
Yeah. But yeah, that'd be, so for you, I think the next thing that you could do, just get specific, is to have a look at kind of the past clients that you've dealt with and who you feel comfortable dealing with, and if there's kind of groups of people in a specific industry that you've dealt with in the past that you can place easily. But yeah, so obviously, if you've not already, so everybody's got LinkedIn. Yeah. So people who are obviously watching the recording, if you've not got it, you just click this link. So this cheat sheet will be available for download. But once you've signed in, obviously it's really beneficial to have a really decent looking headshot of yourself. It needs to be something that's kind of just, they can see the whites of your eyes. People resonate and get trust from people when they see their eyes. Like in any human interaction, you look at their eyes. Well, hopefully you look into their eyes. So it's the same with the pictures. If they can see the whites of your eyes, it just builds a bit more trust. And obviously, it's got to look warm and smiling and inviting. It doesn't need to be really kind of corporate-y or overly kind of polished. But again, it depends on the niche that you're going for in terms of what you're wearing as well, because some people will just kind of look really corporate, and especially on LinkedIn, like suited and booted and business dress. But it just depends on the niche that you're going for. obviously that will turn some people off. If you're going for like contractors, for example, they're not really used to dealing with that kind of person, suited and booted, and it turns them off. So you just got to dress depending on the client that you're trying to pick up. And if you've not already got a picture, it's just worth just taking one on your phone, because phones are decent enough these days to produce a high quality image of yourself. Just get a partner or a spouse or a friend or whoever just to take the picture for you. And the next thing is your background image. So previously, like I said, I've just gone through this training, but I used to have like a bit of a spammy kind of background image where it'd say what I do and how and what I want to get from people. And I think what I've learned from this training that I've done recently is that it just comes across a bit salesy if you've got loads of text on your background image. What I'm talking about here is, you can see there with that, I've just got it now, it's just a skyscraper kind of image, just a clean looking, professional looking image, really. There's nothing salesy about it, because I think that's what, like I say, turns people off, really, when you're really pushy and salesy. People, especially on LinkedIn, because it is that environment where a lot of people do get sold to in the DM. They're getting blasted by messages asking them to get on a call on the first message and stuff. So people are really vigilant about that side of it. So it's better just to have a clean looking, professional looking just background, which is just not really saying anything about you, but it just looks smart. And there's websites that you can use, like there's one here, pixels.com. These are really good. These are like royalty free, so you can use these on anything, really. If you want pictures for social media and stuff, you can use them. So you can just type in, if you like in London or wherever you are, you could just put and it pulls up. These are all, like I say, royalty free, which means you can use them for whatever you want. So you just save that and then upload it to your LinkedIn profile. Okay, so the next bit of this then is the value statement, which is like your headline. So this is what we can use ChatGPT for. So when you're downloading this cheat sheet, it'll give you a link to this next cheat sheet, which is this one, which I'll show you these prompts for ChatGPT. So let me just shift this out of the way. So yeah, this is ChatGPT if you've not used it. This is the version 4. I think I pay for it, but I think 3.5 is the free version. Yeah, is that because I think that can get, is that what you were saying, Simon? It gets like too many users on it and you can't use it at all.
I think I've just signed up to it.
Oh yeah.
Is it chat.openai.com?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just on the first page.
Yeah. Well, the free version
Doesn't look like that.
Done it?
No.
I don't know. But that might be because I've subscribed to it. But either way,
it's not too dissimilar to the one I've got. I've got the free version up now.
Right.
It's similar layout. You've got your new chat left hand side, same box, and then you've got your last conversations that you've got underneath it. It does save them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not got all the noise around it. Yours one, I think that's because you pay for it. You get the extra access stuff. Yeah,
well, I think the advantages of paying for it are that, well, it says here, look, it's more concise. I think you can do more kind of searches as well than on the free version, or more kind of inquiries. And like say, the free version, it does get overwhelmed with capacity, so it can get to the point where it's that.
What do you pay for it?
20 quid a month. Obviously, it depends how much you're using it. I use it now I use it pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Various things, so it's well worth it. The amount of time it saves me, that 20 quid is, yeah, well worth paying. It's like it is literally a revolution. And it came out in November, back end of last year, and this is, like I said, the 3.5 came out in November. Now it's updated to the 4, so even there's a big difference between the 3.5 and the 4 since how many months is that? Five or 6 months. And so yeah, it's mind-blowing how it's going to look in 1 year or 5 years or 10 years. I don't know. It's just going to go mental.
Unless it all gets closed down.
Yeah, well,
to save Western civilization as we know
it. Go on, Jim. Oh, sorry, go on.
Do you mostly use it for writing copy? What do you use it for, Dan?
Yeah, mostly. But there's loads of things you can use it for. You can use it for like if you do like YouTube videos, YouTube scripts. You can use it for emails, to write email. Somebody asked in the group the other day about a contract for referrers, and they asked me they asked the group if anybody knew like a template. So I just put it in ChatGPT. It could give me a basic template for a contract for referrers, and it just spat out this. It was probably like an A4 sized professional looking document. Obviously it's not legal, but it's just give you that template to go off. So there's all sorts of things that you can use it for. It's mental. I was just looking today, somebody's put out an ad on, like, they've worked out about 150 different things for marketers that they can use. So they're selling that as like a cheat sheet kind of thing. So I was thinking about buying that to find out more about what we can do with it, because it's just, yeah, it's madness. The opportunities are endless, really, as to what you can use it for.
If there's a lot, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but if there's a lot of people using it and asking similar questions, doesn't this sort of spew out the same thing over and over again to lots of different people? And then there's a danger of every post appearing to be the same, and then whatever AI is on LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever is going to spot it as a bit of almost plagiarism and just kick it out, or not push it out to the people that you want to push it out to. Or am I overthinking that?
Yes and no, because I think you're right, but you can. The key to this is obviously, I'll show you in a minute. You ask it something, you ask it to produce something, and then you don't just go off that first version. You add extra bits to make iterations, and you ask it to do it in a certain way and make it really specific. Like, it'll make more sense to you in a minute when I go through this, but we put in, like, we call it prompts. They're called prompts.
Sorry, I preempted you.
The more specific we make these prompts, the more it's going to be specific to the prompts that we're giving it, which there's a very small chance that anybody else has put in these kind of same prompts into the. But yeah, the first thing, like I said before, is to get the headline right, and the headline should be based on, obviously, the pains of the market. Obviously, mine is, where's my LinkedIn? So we help high-ticket financial service firms scale predictably into the digital world so they can enjoy, so they can earn more, work less, enjoy life. So we need to kind of base it on your ideal client and obviously the pains that they're going through and the psychology of that market. So what we can ask ChatGPT is, if you don't know these pains, or if you're not familiar with them, we can even ask ChatGPT to give you. So this example I'm going to use for this sesh is just for self-employed accountants. So say, for example, if your niche was self-employed accountants, so we just ask it, give me the top three problems self-employed accountants face when applying for a mortgage. Obviously, Jem, yours would be different. We just kind of edit that to the service that you're offering, but so it'll just spit out the top three, obviously, that it thinks, given the data that it's got.
So this is American now, isn't it?
Yeah, you can tell with the Z.
WT form.
Yeah. So yeah, then you can so the next prompt, well, obviously this will be dependent on the data that you're putting in terms of your niche and whatever service that you're offering. But just to give you an example, so this is how it becomes very with what you mentioned, Simon, in terms of it putting out the same stuff to everyone. It's the deeper you go into it, the more kind of prompts you give it, the more it's getting away from what anybody else is gonna give it, because it's making it more specific to what you want. So you can even put, because it's very intuitive in the fact that, so I can say I like number 2, write 3 LinkedIn taglines for a mortgage broker who helps self-employed accountants, including the problems, the number 2 problem that you mentioned. So it'll pull, so it recognizes what it's already written, and it'll take from what it's already written and produce more content based on what it's already said. So there it's come up with 3 taglines, which would be good for, obviously, say for that part of the your LinkedIn, which is the tagline. So you can even ask it just to, so say give me 3 more, and then it'll give you, if you don't like any of those 3 that it's already given you, you can just ask it to give you 3 more.
And if you put, if instead of putting LinkedIn in there, you put Facebook or Instagram, would it change the format? You know?
No, probably not. But I don't know if it because LinkedIn, the tagline on LinkedIn is like a main kind of characteristic of LinkedIn, that tagline area. It's not so much on Facebook and Instagram. So I don't know if it would recognize it, to be honest, but it's really good.
You can tell it to do it in different styles as well, though, can't you?
Yeah.
I watched one before where they asked a question to chat GPT, and then they said, now can you do it in the style of somebody else?
Yeah.
And it rewrites the same paragraph, but as if that person was writing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's clever.
About it. It
was Jordan Peterson, actually. They said,
really?
write the same thing in the style of Jordan Peterson. and it rewrote the same thing, but as if he had wrote it.
Yeah, you can put Shakespeare right in the style of Shakespeare, and it'll come out with all this quirky kind of English, Shakespearean style text. So it's very intuitive in the way that it works. It's mind blowing how it works. But yeah, so that's obviously, like I said, the main thing that we want to be playing on here is the psychology that goes on in the mind of your ideal client. So we're building up a tagline based on those triggers by doing that, and obviously ChatGPT is doing a lot of this work for us, which usually we'd have to do all that research, but it's just done it for us in 20 seconds. So the next prompt then, so obviously with LinkedIn, obviously that's, if we go down, profile. so that's the first thing that people are going to read. Really, is your tagline. So that's the main thing that's going to be instrumental, really, in getting that nailed, getting that right. But the big part that we've got here, massive part of the kind of, where is it, that we can add some copy to, is the about section, which is there. So there's a massive kind of piece of real estate there that we can put some information on to I've talked about before, to kind of hook people in and get them reading and get them interested. And the only way to do that, again, is to be specific. So we can again get LinkedIn, get ChatGPT to do a lot of that for us. Again, copywriting. So this is like a basic copywriting framework that is called PASS copywriting framework, which is, so P is about presenting the problem. So yeah, it's just about really just getting into the problems that your most ideal client is facing. So that's always the most important thing in marketing is the problems, the pains, because it goes back to the old kind of our ancestors, where we used to, our brains are just naturally trained to move away from fear, to move away from pain. We're a lot more motivated to move away from pain than we are to go towards pleasure. So yeah, it's just worth really pressuring, putting pain into the marketing, into the marketing message. But before we do that, sorry, we're going to call out the niche, then present the pain. So A stands for agitate the problems. So again, just go more into the pain, showing them what it's like to live with that pain, really, and not do anything about the pain, and show them how much the cost of inaction is more than actually doing something about it, because it's it's just about pressuring that pain, really, which is what motivates people, and then offering a solution to that pain, and then offering so that's the PAS, the PAS, but then obviously at the end of that we'll offer a call to action, which, depending on most people, I think for you guys it'll be just to get them on like a discovery call, just get your Calendly links, because I think most of you has anybody not got Calendly? Right, just you two. Is it just Jem and Simon?
I don't use it anymore.
Name
You
and
don't use
shame.
it?
No.
What do you use?
Monday,
Mobile phone.
Monday in 360.
I can remember you saying that a while back.
I was getting 2 bucks up with crap.
What do you mean? With what?
With Calendly, I was just getting like people just wanted to say hello and have a chat.
Oh, because you didn't have any questions in.
We had a few, but people still found a way of getting through.
Didn't have enough then.
No.
Fair enough. But how's Monday working for you then, Chris? Is that the answer, or?
Yeah, well, we don't get as much crap now because it wheedles out all the rubbish, basically, because you basically get an invite link to the portal and they've got to basically do a fact find and upload all the documents. So if they don't want to do that, then obviously they're not really interested in proceeding. Yeah.
Well, if it's working for you, but to be honest, I've never used Monday, so I can't really make a direct comparison. But I love Calendly, and it's it's a decent piece of kit, and it does, like I say, if you've got the pre-qualification questions in there, it usually does the job in terms of filtering out the shit. Jenny, you're using it all right, aren't you?
Yeah, so I use it, but I have some routing forms on there now as well.
Yeah.
So I haven't updated all of my links as yet, but so now it will ask them 2 questions. Depending on the answer, we'll divert them to where I want them to go.
Conditional. So yeah, just go back to this then. So what we're going to do then, the next step of this is to get the like I said, the about you section written up and getting that structured in a strategic way, really, that's really gonna, like I say, pull on these pains and draw the right people in. So we can just literally copy and paste this prompt to put that into ChatGPT.
Okay.
So what we're asking it then is, we're asking ChatGPT to write a LinkedIn about section using the past copywriting framework, referring to the problems faced by self-employed accountants that you mentioned above, and that it's given ChatGPT the different parts of that past framework.
I love the silence and concentration.
It's just mental though. I just get sucked into a reading like, how is it doing this? It's like so like just fluently and fast, and it's just
It's the speed of it, and it blows you away.
yeah.
No wonder everybody thinks it's so dangerous.
It's like the rise of the machines.
Not everybody, because you don't, Dan, but
No, I do see that side of it, but at the moment,
Elon Musk does.
I always focus on the positives, mate. That's the way forward in life. But yeah, obviously you'd take these out, the agitation and the problem part to it, but you can just literally copy and paste what it's produced, or even, like I said, if you want to, actually, I'll show you this next prompts that we've got on here. So these are like, I think as you, Terry, mentioned, you can put it in different kind of styles, whatever you've already, again, going back to what you said, Simon, about it being replicated by different kind of businesses. This is how you get into the depths of it, and you make it very unique to how you want it.
Yeah.
So these are some, so you can put it in a certain tone of voice. So these are some tone of voice that I've picked up from another kind of website. So you can even go to a website if you like the way that a copy is on a website, and you like that it's like jovial, or if it's really funny, or if it's really to the point and abrupt, however you want it. You can even put that in ChatGPT, say, make it in the style of this website, and it'll actually produce whatever you want, whatever copy you want, in the way that website is actually produced, and the copy on that website. So these are some that I took from another website that was a really good copywriter. So these are some of the kind of points to the tone of voice that really kind of I found work in terms of building decent quality copy that keeps people engaged and reading. So there's a bit of a mix. So it's obviously unique, authentic, quirky, bold, personable, unconventional, playful, ambitious, and energetic and determined. So obviously it's already produced as a LinkedIn summary, a LinkedIn about section, but we're just going to edit it and just optimize it to these.
Could you also, if you wanted to find out the tone of voice of a particular piece of copy, I'm guessing you could copy and paste that copy into it and ask the chat.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Voice. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, because like I say, you can take it from all the websites, but you'd have to copy and paste their copy.
Yeah, and then just ask what the tone of voice is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just made it a bit more, obviously, like I said, playful is one of the characteristics that were put in. So say the pesky problems, and it's added a few emojis in, and it's the same content essentially. It's just made it more specific to that prompt that we've put in there.
We're going to find Simon next Tuesday still on ChatGPT.
I've just used it now. I've just done it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is incredible. And you can find yourself then with the prompts and the stuff that it gives you, then asking further questions on those prompts.
Yeah.
Literally to break it down further and further to the point where it's all there. The one thing I found was how far do you go with it? It's like, okay, at what point do I need to take this stuff and actually use it?
Yeah.
And put the stuff into action. But for essentially taking your thoughts and putting it into words that are then better, like I'm terrible at putting copy together. Like I'm terrible. I'm a terrible speller. My punctuation's poor. So anything around this that can help me, and then I get to Rossify it. I've just taken steps. Something that I could do, but would take me hours, absolutely hours to do. It's an absolute game changer.
It is.
Little bit of editing needed, obviously, because under super solution it says, "Enter me, your quirky mortgage broker sidekick."
Yeah.
Is that the playful bit? Is it?
Where are you looking? Oh, enter me or enter me. Yeah, that's the playful bit, like you say.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll obviously want to go through
A little bit forward.
You want to make it sound as if it is you talking, because if it is too disconnected from your voice, then you don't want that. But the other thing is if you've already got content out there that if you've put blogs and you've put even like YouTube videos and stuff, you can take that and input that into ChatGPT and say, make this copy based on my tone of voice, using the content that you've already got out there in blogs and wherever it is. So that's the key. That's the kind of, but obviously not everybody's got a load of content out there. So the next best thing to that is to use other people's kind of tone of voice that are really good at copywriting and putting out persuasive copy. But it needs to be a blend really of the two, because it doesn't want to sound, like I said, disjointed from you. It needs to be you, but it also needs to be structured in a manner that's going to get the attention of people, which is what obviously copywriters are trained to do. So yeah, obviously then you can just, like I say, copy and paste. Best thing to do really is just to copy it and put it in like a Google Doc. That's what I use. Just drop it into Google Docs and you can edit it there, and obviously just make it specific to you and make the changes that you need in Google Docs, and then just paste it into your into your about section. Because like I say, this is just a lot of the right people, once we go forward with this strategy, are going to see this. So it's about having it in a tailored way that's going to be specific to them and be attractive to them. So where are you at with this? So that's the about you section then. So after that, that's the main kind of parts to it, having that headline, having your picture right, having your background image right. But there are some other bits, so it's worth having your company logo on there and in your experience section. Where is it? Where is it? Well, that's where it's there. So you can see there, that's my kind of logo. And again, it's worth just having that company business page on there, even if you don't, because all this stuff that we do is through your through your personal profile, not through the business page, because the business company profiles on LinkedIn don't really get much traction. So they're not really worth doing much with, other than just having it there as just like as an authority to make sure, because there's a lot of kind of scammy people on LinkedIn, so who don't have actual businesses. So it's worth just having a company page on LinkedIn with your logo on it. So it's in the experience section, it should be. But if you've not already got that, it's worth just adding that on, and then, again, just put in your like I said, we've got ChatGPT to give us like a headline, so you can put that in the experience section in the main title of what it is that you do and who you help, so they just see that instantly. And having a logo there, again, like I say, it just all builds credibility, really, that you've got an actual business. And that, obviously, there'll be a link to your main website on there, so it's worth having that on there, just to, like I say, just build that credibility, just to make sure that people know that you've actually got a business, because a lot of people on LinkedIn haven't, and you want to look an authority. So that's that bit where we're at. So yeah, this cheat sheet just explains how to set up that company profile and make sure that it's all kind of optimized to the best that it can be. What you want to do is make sure that creator mode is on as well, which is it just gives you more. Well, let me show you what. I think it gives you more reach. Yeah, it gives you more visibility, more reach. And there's more kind of options that you can add to your profile as well, which you don't get without the creator mode. So make sure creator mode is on. If you can see mine, it's there. It says get discovered, showcase content on your profile, get access to creator tools. Yeah, I think you can see more kind of metrics as well as to what's going on in terms of like you follow account and your views and stuff, the reach that you get. So yeah, just make sure that's on, because that's just a quick free tip to get more reach at the end of the day. And there's a couple of other things I'd add on here as well. So, oh yeah, add a link. So here, can you see I've got that free LinkedIn guide? That's just a link to download, because I've got like a free, like a lead hook guide thing that I send out to prospects. But obviously, if you've not got anything like that, then the best thing to have there is just like your Calendly link. So again, it's just having that central one location that people can book in a call with you, because that's the whole aim of the game, is to get people to book calls. So it's just having that there. So when you are putting out content, when you're putting out like videos, for example, you can say just to book a call, click the link in my profile and book a call. So it's just an easy way for people to book a call with you. And that's easy enough to do. You just press that pencil there and you can add that, add your link there. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, add testimonials and a link to your featured section as well. So that's down here. You can see. Oh, look at it is, Jenny. Can you see that? So I've got testimonials. Jenny was kind enough to give me a testimonial, so I've posted it there. This is another link. Again, this is just a link to my Calendly, really. So what you do is, I think, again, for this featured section, you need to have that activated, the creator mode. So you just press the plus. If you want to add a link, say you just add your Calendly link. Mine's there already.
Our creator mode's off, Dan. How do I get it on?
I'll tell you. Well, should have asked ChatGPT, really, shouldn't I?
Should have done, yeah.
There you go. Can you see that? So
Yeah.
I'll So mine, because mine's already on, it'll be difficult for me to show you on mine because it's already on. So but yeah, it's worth having that on because, like I say, you've got those extra abilities that you've not got without it, and it doesn't cost anything or anything. So it's
Yeah.
worth having on. But have you got that, Andy?
I've got that, yeah. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, cheers.
So yeah, like I say, you just add your calendar link. You can change this picture here. You can, like I say, I've just seen on mine. I've just got a picture of me and my kids. It just seems to be something nice. And then for the title, again, you can just add the one of these taglines that it gave you, because that's what you do and who you help. So just add that as the title, and book a free call. And then obviously, yeah, any testimonials that you've got or anything that you've posted on LinkedIn that's done really well, you can add that to that featured section because a lot of people are gonna see that. So it's worth having that there. This like pinned posts, really stuff that's really kind of, like I say, worked well previously. Your main kind of calendar link or testimonials. But yeah, once you've done that, guys, I think, like I say, this cheat sheet will be available. I'll put it in the recording. I'll post this after this sesh, so you can download this document. But yeah, once you've done it, just post it in the group because say we'll feed you back on it and make sure that it's to the best of what it can be, and we can make any iterations and stuff before you actually start the next section, which we're gonna, like I say, I'm gonna add this to the modules over the next couple of weeks. The next point, which is using this automation software, which I think some of the guys who are not on this call are already using it, because I did put a video about it. It's called Ulink in the group. But I'm going to go more into depth into that and using like Sales Navigator, which is really good for finding the right people. But yeah, once you've done this, guys, just crack on with it and post your link in the group, and we'll feed you back on it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Has anybody got anything to add? Any questions or anything? Anything you're unsure of about any of that?
Thank you. That was really useful.
Was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah, good. Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. All right, so we'll expect to see some links in the group then, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question.
Took it out, man.
Yeah. So, guys, look, this is new to me as well. And this is the great thing about this stuff. It's never knowing, like, we're never going to be sat in a position going, we've got everything squared away. You know, there's always space to learn stuff. So the reason that we push and Dan asks for links and I chase people when they say they're going to do stuff is because it moves you in the right direction. Okay. And just that level of accountability just gets you across the line. Okay. So if you guys are struggling with stuff, share it in the group. Tell the people in the group what you're prepared to do. So for example, I am going to optimize mine based on this very same stuff. Okay. And I will share my link into the group. Okay. Because just knowing that I'm going to do that, it's going to make me get my ass into gear and make sure I do it. Okay. So for you guys, if you've got something you need to get done, chuck it in the group. Okay. Chuck it in the group, ask the questions. Even if the feedback's not what you wanted to hear, you're then a step closer to getting it done rather than just sitting waiting for the perfect time to get something done or to take some action. So share it into the group and then we will nicely chase you and give you shit for it until you get it done.
In a nice way.
In a nice way.
So what do we reckon what we're on by next Tuesday? Do you reckon, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a very realistic. 7 days to spend what? 20 minutes, half an hour?
With the beauty of ChatGPT.
With the beauty of ChatGPT. And look, the great thing is, guys, it's get to the answer yes or no as quick as possible. You know, get it wrong quickly. No, that didn't work. Change it again. That didn't work. This is better. And as soon as you start doing it, you'll just get it dialed away rather than I've got to wait for it to be perfect. let's just get it moving and get it moving. And the guys in the group will give the feedback, and then you'll end up with the best version you've got.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent, guys. We look forward to
Right.
seeing these links.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time, everyone.
Cheers.
Uh,
Thank you very
yeah,
much.
I'll see you links.
Thank you,
Cheers,
Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Cheers, Dan.
Bye.
Take care.
Oh. This is not responding. Don't say that's fucking failed. Don't not record the session.